So sorry if this review isn't as in-depth as I've normally been going, but I feel like absolute fucking dog shit right now, but I'm still trying my best because I love to talk about some One fucking Piece, baby, and this chapter yet again continuing on. For starters, I felt like this chapter, it put us in a very, very helpless situation now, because between Luffy getting fucking mollywopped, his ass whipped in this chapter of One Piece, and then on top of that, Nami getting captured and them taking the Vivre card away from her that was giving her basically her trump card. Like, the trump card that the Straw Hats had against Big Mom is gone. So now, honestly, it's up for grabs what's going to go on in the end, because I honestly thought that that was going to be the big key to taking down Big Mom, is that Vivre card, and it still very well could. I mean, if they get their hands on it again, if they knock down that bitch, one of, you know, Big Mom's people, and manage to retrieve it, it could be a very good thing. But now I don't even know what's going to happen, because for starters, look at Luffy in this chapter. Like, this chapter, seeing Luffy puts things into a very big perspective as far as the fact that he's fucked. He's gotten his ass kicked so much between the fight with Cracker, Sanji kicking his ass, and now all of Big Mom's people, and he's still holding on. That's one thing though that it kind of gave me a little bit of chills. He's still holding on to the fucking grass, saying, I am not moving from this spot, even after he got his ass kicked. I'm like, Luffy, you too savage, bro. And when you see yet again more of Big Mom's crew in this chapter, it definitely makes me feel like pudding can't be good. All of these people are scumbags and assholes. You see the one bitch torturing the motherfucker. I'm gonna go as slow as I can to make you really feel death. You know, I want to really torture you. Like, how can one person out of all these people turn out to be just this loving, fucking amazing person when every single person around her is a fucking piece of shit? I truly believe that she's bamboozling Sanji, and Sanji is gonna feel it really hard in the heart, because there's no way when you look at these motherfuckers and you see all of them, they're savage, they're fucking cruel as hell, and then pudding's gonna be nice? No. But then you also have the plot element that was revealed in this chapter. Sanji struck a deal with Big Mom, seemingly, which it kind of seemed as though that was like a flash forward. Maybe that was a little bit of a speed up right there. Nothing bad, nothing, you know, obvious or noticeable like that. But you did get the point where all of a sudden Sanji is talking with Big Mom, and he struck a deal with her saying, yo, I will marry your daughter, everything, I won't fight no more, I won't try to run away. Please just let my comrades leave. Which, if I'm correct, I feel as though, again, I've seen that before, as far as, like, I think that was with Robin. She made that deal like, hey, let the Straw Hats go and I'll, you know, go quietly and shit like that. So definitely Oda reusing some stuff from, you know, previous arcs or whatever. But I think that things are going to be very different with this one, in the sense that, yeah, Big Mom might also, you know, double cross Sanji or whatever, but the Straw Hats are fucked like they've never been fucked before, because unlike back in Water 7 and Enies Lobby, you're fighting a fucking Yonko. And maybe it's just me, but it does feel like some of these fucking bounties are a little bit inflated, bro. Like, you see some of these people you've never heard of. I've never heard of most of these people a part of Big Mom's crew, and they have bounties that are almost double what fucking Ace was. Ace's bounty was what, 550 fucking million berries? Like, there's people with 900,000 and you never heard of them. I'm like, yo, these bounties are fucking crazy. Now, obviously, it could be just because of the fact that they're rocking with Big Mom and they did so many fucked up things on the way there. But damn, New World is really showcasing, no, you're gonna see some really high bounties, because these are the most realest of real motherfuckers that are gonna tear your ass. And with Big Mom saying, I'm reasonable, I'll let them go. Like, you're not letting nobody go, Big Mom. Like, you didn't make it to being a fucking big time Yonko, a piece of shit like you are, by being reasonable. That's not gonna happen. So Big Mom is gonna double cross Sanji. Sanji is being gullible right there with the smile, like, yeah, she's gonna go for it. First of all, Pudding is fucking trying to just tangle you in her web. Like, yo, the pea might be great, you might enjoy it and shit like that, but it's not worth it, Sanji. Run away. Then the biggest parts of the chapter, where it gets into the poneglyphs and shit like that. Big Mom has acquired already one of the rogue poneglyphs, which I think there's 4 in total. So she's already on her way to basically getting to Raftel and potentially becoming the Pirate King. I think one of the big things throughout this arc, if they want to get to basically one day becoming Pirate King, you know, shit like that, making Luffy Pirate King, they need to get that. Bottom line, and I think at the end of this arc, they're somehow either going to record the information on the road poneglyph or ultimately steal it, because there is no other way for them to ultimately reach Raftel, unless we have some like bullshit where, oh yes, maybe if we just go to the left, like, no. Kind of curious why Jinbei would essentially be like, oh yeah, I know you're a piece of shit and I'm trying to rock with Luffy, but here I brought you a present which is gonna essentially help you to oppose Luffy and his dream to becoming Pirate King. Like, hopefully there's something more to it. Maybe that could have been what Jinbei gave Big Mom to ultimately stop her from cutting his fucking arms off or some shit like that. But I think if Jinbei wasn't playing Big Mom with that was a silly move on his part. Why would you help Big Mom with something as huge as that if you're planning on jumping to Luffy's crew at some given point and Luffy wants to be Pirate King? You're essentially crippling him at that point. And then of course you got some setups with Charlotte Smoothie. Ooh, I can't wait to see more of her. I'm not gonna lie, she looks like she's about to kick some ass, so you have that there. And then of course you have the setup with Brook and Pedro. That's a pretty interesting one, but to be honest with you, it looks like all hope is lost, because in reality, if your last ditch efforts are Brook and Pedro, which don't get me wrong, I fucks with Brook heavy, but if that's your last resort and pretty much Luffy is down, Nami is down, like, Big Mom is gonna double cross Sanji, Chopper's running all over this fucking mirror world and shit like that, their fucking hopes are crushed and they're probably gonna have a fucking horrible time from here on out. I mean, they're already having a horrible time, but it's only gonna get worse. I think Brook right now and Pedro, they really need to pull one off immensely to make this situation better, because what else? Like, unless more of the Straw Hats come and they figure out that something's going on, like, they are so fucked right now. Especially the thing that is crippling them the most is Luffy. And what I mean by that is his stubbornness. If the motherfucker would have just said, fuck it, I'll grab Sanji at another time, let's just go, he would have been fine. But the fact that he continues to say, I'm not leaving this spot, I'm staying here, it's badass as shit, it's cool as fuck, good job Luffy there, but you're crippling your defenses right now. You're crippling your whole mission and your goal in a sense, because you're staying right there. You're a target. Everybody that Big Mom has, including the fucking skies and the clouds and shit like that, you're right there. All she has to do is go get you. So Luffy, I think, is their biggest weakness in a sense right now. The fact that he won't leave, that he won't move from that spot. I mean, unless Jinbei shows up, which we still don't even know what the fuck happened to Jinbei. Is he dead? Did Big Mom say, yo, I want your head for what you did or whatever, like you trying to leave or something like that? Unless Jinbei shows up, I'm really at a point right now where it's unpredictable, and I love that. That's the good thing about One Piece right now. It's very unpredictable as to what the fuck is gonna happen with everything that's going on right now, because they're fucked. And I honestly could see Pedro dying in this arc, because now he's gonna be the bait. He's already, escaped once from this whole situation. The fact that he's going in again, there's gonna be no mercy for Pedro. So Pedro could potentially be a fucking statistic after this one. He could definitely be one of the people that tried and failed horribly against Big Mom and got fucked really bad. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to play out. With all that being said, honestly, for the most part, a very good chapter, One Piece, getting into more of the big stuff that is outside of this arc. I love when One Piece has, okay, this is the shit going on in this arc right now, but this is the shit going on with the entire story, and the poneglyphs adding more into that, finding out Big Mom has one of the road ones, and ultimately God knows what she has with the other ones as well, what information that has, but it's going to be huge for the entirety of the One Piece story, not just this arc right now. So definitely interesting stuff. I want to say probably an 8.5 out of 10 for this one. Very good. It just feels like a really desperate situation right now. I mean, again, when you got fucking Brook and Pedro, how are they your last ditch efforts? Honestly, it's hard to call. Let me know what you guys think, though. How do you think they're going to get out of this? Do you think that Jinbei is going to show up? Do you think Jinbei is even alive at this particular point? Also, do you think that Big Mom is going to cross Sanji? She's bullshitting. She's going to, at the last second say, I'm going to make an example out of this motherfucker. Also, the ongoing question. Do you think that Pudding is playing Sanji? Again, you look at everyone around her. They're all scumbags. How is she going to be this innocent little fucking girl around scumbags? We know Big Mom's connections run deep. If you look at the whole Sanji situation with Owner Zeph, she gotta have him just like that killed, right? If she finds out where Lola is, which I'm sure wouldn't be that difficult. I mean, Thriller Bark is probably one of the best places to hide, because essentially it's a fucking graveyard, it's a ghost town. They'll probably never find you. But do you think there's a possibility, which more than likely with Big Mom there is a possibility, because she don't really give a fuck, that if she finds out the truth of Lola giving that Vivre card to Nami and shit like that, that she'll send out a hit on her? Or do you think that, again, this could very well be what a lot of people predicted predicted years ago that this is going to help to rectify the situation, that maybe that's Big Mom's favorite daughter. Maybe Lola, the reason why she left is to prove herself or something like that. And ultimately, that's going to be the bridge that gaps them together because, again, they have that card in their hand. It could very well be that the Vivre card is what's going to make Big Mom say, hey, where did you get this? They tell the story, blah, 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 blah. Maybe Big Mom will forgive everything and just stop all her bullshit. There's a theory there. Big Mom is pretty heartless, though, so it's kind of hard to say if she'll really give a fuck or not, to be nice about it. But ultimately, that Vivre card going into Big Mom's hands could be a very big key. But then again, at the same time, she could send out a hit on her own fucking daughter, like, yo, kill that bitch over there in Thriller Bark. I don't give a fuck. And do you think that this introduction of, you know, Big Mom having the road poneglyph is going to play big? Do you think that the Straw Hats are going to get their hands on it? And do you think that Luffy is their biggest problem right now? The fact that the motherfucker won't move from that spot. It's like, Luffy, please move. What? And your overall thoughts of the chapter. Again, One Piece on that exciting stuff. Really interesting. And I can't wait to see what the fuck's going to happen now that our last fucking ditch efforts are these guys. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Luffy, please, Luffy, just move, please.